What's up, homies? It's Tony Montana here. I don't know if you've heard the news, but Zillow is apparently going into people's houses, canceling their PlayStation 5 pre-orders, scratching up their cars, stealing the half-eaten bag of Cheetos you left there, and also crashing the housing market. And if you haven't heard this news, all you gotta do is go to YouTube, and you're sure to be hit with a lot of fire, a lot of Zillow logos. Kudos to this guy who used the blue fire. I like that. A lot of things going down. Guys, it's happening. The crash is here. And I don't care what you guys think. It's here. Prepare for the crash that's coming. I'm feeling pretty salty right now. My sodium levels are way too high. I ate a lot of freaking candy for Halloween. And quite frankly, I don't know. It's just I love being part of this community, which is specifically the real estate YouTube community. I know we don't really have a name for it, nor do I really associate with myself with anybody except other than Kyle. But I'm aware of things that are going on, and this is upsetting to me. Why is this upsetting to me? Well, let me tell you something. People in the real estate YouTube community are well aware that anything that has to do with a housing market crash or any kind of conspiracy-minded thing is going to track in more views. We just know this. It happens. And maybe you can say it's because the public's idea that there has to be some kind of correction or crash because things the way they are just not natural, because they're too difficult and this is just not right. Or maybe, I don't know, it's just entertaining to watch speculation videos. I'm not sure. Whatever the case may be, we're well aware of this. And I knew as soon as these freaking videos, these freaking articles started coming out, I was like, oh man, YouTubers are just going to freaking bust with this idea of this market crash thing. Listen, out of everybody out here, I'm happy to see one of these companies get what they deserve, right? Because I've been talking about these giant companies coming in and just making life a living hell for buyers. And how are they making life a living hell? They're overpaying for properties, and then they're overselling these overpaid properties and just continually driving things up, taking advantage of the fact that people think they needed a house right away and all this out-of-state traffic going into the city, right? Now, Zillow isn't the main culprit here. If anything, they're a minor player, but they do hold some responsibility. But honestly, I would love to see some other bigger companies that are also responsible have to eat some shit, but unfortunately Zillow is collecting all of the bad press right now, so everybody's talking about Zillow. I have some buyers right now, and we're noticing, yes, the Zillow properties are definitely selling cheaper than what they bought it for. And we're lowballing properties for Zillow right now. We're trying to see if we can actually test out the theory that they're willing to sell below. But what we're finding is, well, let me just show you some numbers. Here we have a Zillow property. Okay, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's been on the market for 18 days. Like classic scenario. They bought this house for $433, and now they're trying to sell it for $399. And this is what everybody is doing. We're focusing on the fact what they bought it for and what the price they're selling, rather than looking at the comparables of the neighborhood to see what it's actually worth compared to everything. Let me show you an example of this. Same house we're talking about. I looked up in the same, like within a mile radius, and if you don't believe me, there's a mile radius right there. 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes, 1,500 to 1,700 square feet. This is 1640. Just to see what they're selling for. Under contract, okay? $399, $378, $392. Okay. Zillow is trying to sell this house for $399. Yet, people are salivating about this idea that the housing market crash is happening because Zillow is reducing the price of overpriced houses to the price they should have been. We should be smarter than to just listen to the news articles or listen to what YouTubers are saying. Even me right now, take this with a word of salt and just go buy off what they're saying. YouTubers are here to generate views so that we can get views to sell you more products or get ad revenue. That's how it is. And they're going to bring the topics and titles that are going to give them the ability to attract more views. News articles are going to want you to click, right? And we can look at the Zillow information and see what they bought it for and what they're selling for and get all jiddly and excited. Ooh, this is so great. Well, if you go, that house that I showed you, if you go offer list price and you're thinking you're getting a good deal, actually, it's a little, honestly, if you ask me, it's still a little overpriced compared to these other ones here. I mean, this one sold for $399, but it has a much, well, it looks like it has a much bigger lot. That's 2,000 square feet more. This one sold for $399, and like it's in a little better condition than the Zillow one. This is the Zillow one. and they're trying to sell it for the same price. So it's still, honestly, probably still a little overpriced. People would rather believe that there is a huge Illuminati conspiracy and that they know something that we don't, and the market is going to crash and they're trying to pull out, than believe that they just made a really shitty decision to get into the business of iBuying. And probably, if you ask me, hired a bunch of people that they shouldn't have hired, that or managers that really weren't looking at the details, and they were just going rampant buying houses without some kind of oversight or understanding of how much to pay for these houses. Honestly, that's what I think happened. It's just a terrible, shitty business decision, and they hired the wrong people to run it. Maybe they didn't hire realtors. Maybe they hired, I don't know. Maybe they were rewarding people off the amount of sales, so therefore the people were just generating sales. They were giving no budget, just go buy a bunch of properties. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, my thoughts are, guys, look at the details. This is what I'm looking out for. Not stupid headlines. I'm looking out for these details. I would love to go. What the things I'm looking out for is, are houses selling at list price again? Because still most of them are selling for well above list. Are FHA buyers making a return? Last 15 days there were 484 cash sales. There are 282 FHA sales. Once FHA starts making up those numbers on cash, where there's more home buyers hitting the market, where we're getting more stability, I'm looking at those signs first before I'm getting excited about a housing market crash. And once again, yes, they are somewhat responsible for this freaking mess that we're in, but to think that they're going to crash the market. They made a shitty business decision. Stop falling for these freaking clickbait titles and thumbnails trying to get you to click views. Start thinking for yourselves. That's it. Take care. Have a good day.